What's up, guys? An episode of Pixel Effect tonight with Dark Visor here. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I got some laughs, and some are actually good. But listening to fan fictions at work has been enjoyable, and I'm surprised how many series have fan fictions. I mean, honestly, I'm not, but it's still amazing how many people make fan fictions of series they like. Sometimes they get in some crazy territory, but sometimes they're actually good. And Shantae has a lot of fan fictions out there, and I kind of want to go through some. Just read through some. I have no idea what territory they will go into. Hopefully nothing too crazy. But I said, hey, why not? And I said, let's just read some. But tonight, I found one, just one of the first ones. Literally, it was random. I didn't really browse anybody in particular. I just glanced down, saw one, went with it. I want to go through several, but this is the first one. Anyway, it is called Shantae's Big Conference, and it is by Hubworld 33. And the description says, when Shantae gets a letter from Wayford, Risky Boot tries to help her prepare. That sounded interesting, so I was like, let's go with this and see how it goes. So here we go. A year has passed since the defeat of the Pirate Master. Shantae's job as the town's protector was quickly getting less active as she spent more and more days lazing about in her home at the lighthouse. One peaceful night, like any other, the half-genie was sluggishly relaxing on her new chair, reading a book with one hand and taking bites out of a box of chocolates with the other. All of a sudden, a loud knock was heard from her front door. The incident was caused by a person Shantae knew who was named Risky Boots. Okay, I guess now, I'm sorry, I'm just breaking story. I guess that was the intro, because he has a star at the end of that. So I'm guessing that was just kind of like an introduction right up. And now we're going into character dialogue, so I'll be jumping, and so I'll say the character's name and then what they say and go to the next character. Risky. Man, this is gonna be tough. Okay, let's just try it. Risky. This is Risky talking. How should I do this? Risky speaks. I'm gonna have to do Okay, I'm gonna say Risky says, and then Shantae says. When I say that, that means that's what they're saying, because it's just literally a written story. You have to kind of jump. Okay, Risky says, "Oh, Shantae." Shantae says, "Okay, hang on. I'm so sorry, Hubworld." Okay, Risky says, "Oh, Shantae." Shantae was surprised to see him. Oh boy. Okay. That kind of took me for a twist. Risky says, "What are you doing here?" Shantae placed her book down as she stood up. Shantae says, "I was about to ask you the same thing. Where have you been?" Risky says, "Oh, I was in the neighborhood and I was stopping by to drop this off." Risky shows an envelope that was addressed to Shantae. Shantae says, "What is this?" Risky, "A letter from Wayford about your new game." Shantae began to feel a letter nervous. Okay. Shantae says, "A new game now? Already?" Risky says, "Yep, it's time. Yep, it's true. You get your own game, your own new game. And why are you nervous?" Shantae says, "Well, sorry about that, guys. Super sorry. I cut my AC off because I heard it. I heard in the background about to kick on. I just don't want to hear that wind effect in the background when I process this. So, let me get back to where I was. Okay. Risky. Yep, it's time you got a new game. And why are you nervous? Shantae. Well, Shantae says, well, she then looked down away from Risky. Risky says, come on, Shantae. Tell me what's wrong. Shantae says, yeah, only one problem. She points down and pokes at her. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at. It's just funny. She points down and pokes at her belly. Shantae had gained weight over the past year to her lack of action. Shantae says, I got a gut belly. Risky says, oh geez, no wonder why. Shantae, why didn't you tell me that you gained weight? Shantae says, you're not exactly easy to get to or easy to talk to. Risky says, I know. Shantae says, just let me look at the letter. Shantae read the letter from WayForward and see what it says. Shantae says, Dear Shantae, we are pleased to announce the newest independent title from WayForward Games, Shantae Half-Genie Hero, starring you, of course. We have plenty of surprises, both from the studio and from the fan base. So if you would come to our offices next week looking your best, we can discuss it further then. Risky says, looks like you got a letter from the people of WayForward themselves, Shantae. Shantae says, and they said I have to show up at my best. Risky, what am I going to do? Risky says, you could suck your tummy in like this. Shantae tries to do the same thing, but finds it difficult to hold her breath in long. Shantae says, that's not going to work. Risky says, time for plan B. Shantae says, and what would that be? Risky says, time to go to the gym. Shantae says, what? But wouldn't people see you and stuff? You're not exactly Miss Popular. Okay, we changed. Sex? Risky, I know. Risky says, I know, but you need to exercise your body for Shantae Half-Genie Hero. Shantae says, well, we can't have people seeing you in public. Risky says, don't worry about me, Shantae. I'll just wear this disguise so no one will see me. Shantae says, well, okay. At the gym, Shantae was running on the treadmill. Risky says, you're doing great, Shantae. Risky was in his disguise as no one recognized him. In about 30 minutes or so, Shantae lost a lot of her weight. I wish it worked like that for me. I seriously do. I wish I could lose weight that fast. Shantae says, I did it. I'm skinny again. Now I can go to the conference at WayForward. Had to skip down some. A few weeks later, inside WayForward Technologies Inc., Risky was helping Shantae get ready for the conference. She was feeling a bit nervous. Oh, Risky, I'm so nervous. I mean, what do I say to them? Risky says, just act yourself, girl. Shantae says, okay, well, wish me luck. Risky says, good luck, Shantae. Shantae took a deep breath. Shantae says, here goes nothing. She then takes a seat and then sees a bunch of kids. Kids say, hi, Shantae. Shantae says, hi, kids. Boss character says, so Shantae, are you excited for Shantae Half-Genie Hero? Shantae says, yeah, I'm really excited. Boss says, that's nice to hear. Boy says, Shantae, how did you defeat the Pirate Master? Shantae says, I defeated him with... Girl says, can you teach me how to belly dance, Shantae? Shantae says, sure. Boy says, no way, I was first. Girl says, was not. Boy says, was too. Girl, not. Boy, too. Boss says, okay, you two, that's enough. So Shantae, what are you excited the most about Half-Genie Hero? Shantae says, well, She looks down as she sees a few snacks on the table in front of her. Then her tummy was rumbling loudly. Shantae says, sorry, I'm hungry. Boss says, you're hungry? Shantae says, yeah, I mean, it's been a long way here and I haven't ate breakfast yet. She then begins to sweat a little. Boss says, what a great idea, having a snack break. What do you say, kids? Kids say, yay, or say, yeah, sorry. Boss says, okay, snack break it is then. Shantae says, phew, or just goes phew. She then sees some potato chips placed in front of her. Shantae says, well, maybe one will not hurt. She then took a bite out of the chip. Her eyes start to glimmer. Shantae says, so good. She then eats the rest of the chip bags. She then sighed and then rubs her tummy. Then the table starts to creak and break, which shows her big belly exposed. Everyone else saw her. Shantae says, She then sees her big belly and began to sweat nervously. Shantae says, I can explain, it's just... Well, you see, after a year has passed after defeating the Pirate Master and all, things in Scuttletown have been kind of slow lately, and actually D.O., to the lack of action, I've been started gaining weight. She then showed everyone her big belly. Kids say, oh. Shantae says, so I start to hit the gym, and with the help of Risky Boots, Risky then walks next to Shantae. Shantae says, and I was really nervous and didn't know what to say. And I really couldn't help myself, so yeah, I couldn't resist. And I'm sorry. She really felt bad about what just happened. Gotta skip down some more. Boss says, Shantae, this is... Boy says, awesome. All of them. Huh? Boy says, I mean, just think about it. It could be a gimmick in the game. Kids say, yay. Or yeah, I don't know why I keep saying yay. You know? Boss says, I guess that could work. Yeah, it could work. What do you think, Shantae? Shantae says, sure. Kids say, yay. Now they say it. Boss says, excellent. I'll talk to the executives right away. Shantae says, all right. Oof? Like literally it's O-F. I'm not sure how that, oof. All right, oof. Two kids were balancing on Shantae's stomach. They all get in a line and waited for their turn. Boss says, thanks for your ideas, Shantae. Shantae says, you're welcome, sir. Risky says, I knew you could do it. Shantae says, thanks. The end. There's nothing to actually add to this. This was my first time reading a fan fiction, and all I can say is, wow. A lot of the grammar, I kept mixing up on. It's because I have a tendency to try to correct it in my head. Like, you know how you read a sentence and you know it's spelled wrong, but you're fighting trying to read it the same way it's wrote. But in your head, you want to spell it, you want to say it right, and you're fighting the entire time trying to do both. That's how it was reading this. But hey, not knocking the person, they wrote what they enjoy. I'm sure the person was young. I could kind of tell they're probably, I could tell they're probably a little young, maybe. But it wasn't that bad. But like I said, this was Shantae's Big Conference by Hub World 33. So yeah, it was something. The belly thing was really, that was. I knew I was going to get into dark territory somewhere. I didn't know it was going to be the literal first thing I read. So, but that's it, guys, for this one. I'm going to do another one, of course, eventually. But I kind of want to do this, like, just start doing this for fan fictions. This is kind of fun, actually. And if I see any new news, I'll let you guys know. I was going to do a pixel effect on the statue news, but there hasn't been anything just concrete. And I don't want to do 20 videos of every tease they put out, which is the exact same thing. So when they give concrete news of who the next character is going to be, I'll let you guys know. And I also plan to do a stream, maybe just a recording of me making my two Shantae figures I have now. Both Risky Boots and Shantae. Not Risky Boots, Roddy Tops, I'm sorry. They're both still unmade. I gotta buy the materials, but I kind of want to do it if I can get my house. If it's going to take too long, I may just do it here. But I'm trying to wait till I get my actual house so I can have an actual streaming room set up for stuff like that. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully I can probably find some way how the talking can be maybe different. Because, you know, when you read a book, you know, you see certain characters talking. And that was written out in an odd way where I didn't just want to say Shantae talk. Like, I don't want to say Shantae says this, you know, because it would just get confusing. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. It's a working process. This is the first one. We'll improve upon here. So, until later, guys, I will talk to you. I tried to stop the video. It did not work. Let's try that again.